In terms of meeting the needs of our youth, even though the church has been in the country for more than 140 years now, there has been nothing. Nothing in the sense that pastors have not taken a proactive approach to helping the youth. If there are some, they may be isolated, maybe one or two or three, but generally speaking, most ministers do not have time for the youth. Major reason is when you want to take your time with the youth, the grown-up parishioners think that you want to have relationships with the younger girls. That life of suspicion, this minister is talking to this lady or this young lady because he wants to have an affair with this girl, is what I think is one of the biggest obstacles for the ministers to reach the youth.
Sometimes allegations can be leveled against the pastor, say, the pastor was doing this to me, the pastor was touching me inappropriately. How are you going to defend yourself and say, no, I didn't do that? Because then it's your word against hers. But if there was somebody, a third person, with you, then you are safe from real or imagined dangers of that nature.
On the issue of addressing HIV and AIDS to our young generation, first and foremost is to call them, sit with them down, trying to make them see how important it is to understand what is HIV and why we have to talk about it in the church.
Abazimaina woti kwina twapasenge mwai wakuti balenge mu maudindo ayo bakulamulira bazidada na usona kazi nabo balamulirenge
njiwemi kuti pakusora maudindo mu chalichi bazimaina woso tibasorengeko chifoda zinyake bazakakimira pa gomi na kuparaza na kuphalira uthenga abantu barabiza kuchali chikulu zankhani ngani tuyapanga.
As a pastor, my role to my young people is to stay with them, encourage them to abstain. But the reality is that we are living in a days whereby our young people are active. What do we say? When we encourage our young people to condomize, the challenge is, what does it say about the state which God says we should live in? It raises the question of holiness in the church. But at the same time, what do we say? And it's a challenge for every one of us as pastors, because we are caught up in the two. We say, condomize, it reduces the state in the church. We say, do not condomize, then we run the risk of losing so many young people in the church. So we have a question to answer, all of us today.
When we have conferences for the youth, we always invite people from LISAP to come and give us a lecture on HIV and AIDS. And in doing that, we engage the youth in activities of HIV and AIDS. They have their own dramas, they perform, and they also teach each other on how to deal with these issues of HIV and AIDS.
Glongos, namnya kuini wantowera chomene. So nakumbanga ipanju tutenga pa musa siwe na hivi. Ukutuli.
Azomera.
Azomera? Mwah. So mwana tuzi. Iliyose. Yo yafigara nawe na Iliyose. Ine mkumba kuti iwe ungasuzanga cha para ugende kutakwako transport we free wendenge ndrama zaine. Ndrama za kulira mtoa transport na ndrama ya kutuligere mtoa utenge. Yeah. Kuti pange mbuni pera. Ase. Pange uli nase. Pange mbuhu.
When you look at HIV AIDS today, it's a cycle. Many people are living in a state whereby they don't know their status, and it's so difficult to tell who has it and who does not have it. So now my role as a pastor is to encourage everyone, first of all, to test, to check their status, so that everyone may know his or her status. Then in a second place, then to encourage everyone who is in the state to try their best to take medication in order for them to survive.
Living with HIV and AIDS does not mean you are dead. There is still more life. There is hope. You can do many things. You can develop yourself, you can develop your church, you can develop your family. But when it comes to the issues of marriage, we tell the young couples that before they marry, they have to go for the testing. But if they have tested positive, we give them counseling, and we allow them we give them choice that they have to choose whether to continue with the marriage or what is their decision. And if they say, now we are happy, then we give them a counseling that what should they do so that they should have their life going on, they should have hope, they should have that feeling that we are also human beings. If they want to have children, what should they do? We do those counselings, but we do marry them in the church.